from KCRA 3. Speaker Johnson says House will vote next week on whether to release the Epstein files. Speaker Mike Johnson announced to reporters on Wednesday that he will put a bill compelling the Department of Justice to release all of its Jeffrey Epstein case files on the House floor next week, earlier than expected. We're going to put that on the floor for a full vote when we get back next week, Johnson said. In the meantime, I'll remind everyone that the House Oversight Committee has been working around the clock on its own investigation, the speaker said. Johnson is required to put the bill from Democratic Rep. Ro Khanna and GOP Representative Thomas Massie on the floor soon, now that their discharge petition has reached 218 signatures. But he has some leeway to do so, and Johnson suggested Wednesday he would not use that extra time. The story is breaking and will be updated. What do you all think?
The idea that there would be anyone that at all that would vote no is just, it's gut-wrenching to me. Yep. There is no justification for voting no to not release. Because at the very least, because this does nothing good for Donald Trump, and it does nothing good for conservatives and Republicans. If Donald Trump has done something illegal or has done something wrong, better for the Republicans to put that out there.
Agreed. I completely
get Trump out of
agreed.
office, have J.D. Vance finish out the term, and put this behind us. Because I don't care how many people like Donald Trump. I don't care how many people hate Donald Trump. The fact of the matter is the Republicans overall are going to be better than the Democrats. And so if Donald Trump is causing problems, get him out. Get him out of the way. Put J.D. Vance in. J.D. Vance will be a perfectly fine president. I know that he wouldn't be able to run for two more terms. He'd only be able to run for another one. That's fine. But if Donald Trump has done something illegal, then get him out, because it's only causing problems for the United States.
And again, like I said, I don't think he's in the files based on the reasons we discussed earlier, but it wouldn't even matter. If he is, or if there's something that's trying to be covered up, the whole Republican Party should not let itself.
A great sponsor. It is Beam Dream. Head over to shopbeam.com, my friends, /Tim Pool, and pick up your Beam Dream, your nighttime sleep blend. Helps you sleep better. I drink this stuff every night. I swear by it. It is delicious. It's got melatonin, magnesium, L-theanine. It is fantastic. And right now, you will get their early Black Friday sale, 50% off. I really do think it's fantastic. And this is legit. I do drink it every single night. My sleep improved. I didn't even know it could improve. And now for the past several months, I've been having consistently good sleep. And you guys know that I recently had a baby. So that's pretty impressive. Good stuff, Beam Dream.
Go down over this. That's insane. It's
absolutely.
an insane strategy.
Absolutely.
And obviously, if the Democrats were voting for it and they voted against it, which, again, I think you're going to have people from both parties who will vote against releasing the files because of how ugly the uniparty is. But it's horrifying. And what's so horrifying about it is not just the reasons you mentioned, Phil, but also the fact that they know on some level that they could do that and still get reelected. Mm-hmm. That's the really scary part.
So the insane thing is the House has been basically out of session since the shutdown started. Mm-hmm. Why? This bill. They have been out of session because they didn't want to swear in the new guy, because once they start back up, that's why they had to force the vote on this. It's an absolutely insane situation.
The Epstein stuff?
Yes.
They're gridlocked over the Epstein stuff, and that's what stopped them from
that's not why the government shut down. They have used the government shutdown as an excuse.
You think it's a convenient excuse, yeah.
Because when they reconvene, they have to take this up because it's a privilege motion.
You know, I guess I'll take devil's advocate here. I'm not a Satanist, I promise you that. But thinking about using evil to establish order and power to make a better world, like if this is the One Ring, this information, it's so powerful. They're like, we need to release the files, which is like destroy the One Ring. It must be cast into Mount Doom. It's a Lord of the Rings reference.
We know it's a Lord of the Rings reference.
Like, you might know. But then the guy's like, no, I'm going to use the ring to destroy Sauron. And they've got this powerful blackmail. If they're blackmailing like the Saudi princes and the royal family of England and the Israeli government, if they have this control over foreign people diplomatically because of this technology or this info, and they were just to give that all up.
So just to push back on that, I don't think Saudi princes would care, right? That their royalty in Saudi Arabia,
they're buying up half of America anyways.
Their culture is totally different, so they wouldn't have the same repercussions as the United States. And then as for the royal family in England, was it Philip? is the guy that got
Andrew was the one who was in the
Andrew got
list.
all of his titles stripped and everything, and he's still feeling the heat currently. So I imagine this is something that he's the royal that was involved with this. If I understand correctly, there are no other royals that
we know of
that were if there were in the files, I imagine they would have come out. But again, I'm not saying that for sure, but I just don't think that the idea that it's to protect powerful people is compelling.
No, it's to have power over the powerful people.
Yeah, he's saying it's a blackmail operation, basically.
Yeah. So, but I don't think that I don't think that it's a blackmail operation personally.
It's impossible to know. I don't think it is. I'm just wondering if that's why they're. It seems like they're holding data and they're pretending like it doesn't exist.
I think it's all about Donald Trump doesn't want it to come out because he doesn't want his name associated with it.
You think it's purely Trump's ego in this one?
I think so. Trump has got a big ego.
Well, Democrats are doing everything to associate his name with it. From Newsweek, we have Jeffrey Epstein emails, Trump named in new emails released by House Democrats. Live updates. Democrats on the House Oversight Committee have released a second tranche of emails on Wednesday, including communications between Jeffrey Epstein, Steve Bannon, and former Secretary Larry Summers. The explosive emails raise a fresh question over what the U.S. President Trump knew about Epstein's sexual misconduct. The first series of emails released earlier this morning included communications showing Epstein calling Trump the, quote, dog that hasn't barked, unquote. Very rude. And that the president has asked Epstein to resign his membership at the Mar-a-Lago Club. One email sent by Epstein said, of course, Trump knew about the girls because he asked Ghislaine Maxwell to stop. I don't like how much of this is broken up by the quotes. And I'm also a little confused about the narrative here. They're saying that Trump knew and wanted them to stop and kicked Epstein out of his club.
Yeah. So the whole point is it's media framing. You use the most you use the most innocuous headline that uses Epstein, Trump, and files in one article title, and you have convinced a bunch of midwits. I'm a midwit, but different midwits, what to believe because they're not going to get past the headline. This is why people hate the media now.
Yeah,
among other reasons. Yeah,
one of the many reasons. Thank you.
You're better than your average midwit, bud.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm like Tate, 85 IQ.
Like midwit plus.
Well, this is part of what's confusing about this. Like I've said, he's been extremely investigated. There have been so many phony scandals surrounding him. They've tried everything they can to incriminate him or smear his name. So I'm very hesitant.
It's him talking. That's the problem. He could have said nothing. This whole
exactly. I agree. It's his
bill to the floor.
The things that bother me are the things that he says. It's not. But whenever these accusations are made by the media, I'm like, I don't know what that means.
And the response, the absolute weariness that everybody has to this type of stuff is kind of an indictment of just how much stuff has been said about him over the last 10 to 12 years. And people they don't have the bandwidth to take you at your word anymore. If maybe you would, the first time it was the Russian hookers.
That's
in
right.
bed,
That's
right? Like if maybe you gotten it right the first time or before the Steele dossier or any of this stuff, maybe more people would be willing to take you seriously. But now you have to just beat everybody over the head with it. And all you had to do was do a more honest title to this article, but it wouldn't sell copy.
Well, that's exactly right. And so ultimately, they've cried wolf many, many times. And if this time it turns out there was a wolf, no one's going to believe them, and it's going to be their fault.
People have picked their sides anyways. So, I mean, that's what I like about people on the right who are calling this stuff out now, who may have voted for him in 2024 and saying, look, he's screwing up on a lot of things. If he's bad, get him out of office. And I appreciate, don't subscribe to a party and don't subscribe to, especially to any one person, be it a politician or anybody else, because you should not hold anybody in that level of esteem, especially if they have power over you. Just hold his feet to the fire, and if he's in the files, then get him out of there.
Any other thoughts from anyone here?
No, not really on that story.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.